Hello there.
Welcome back, my friend.
Hello, what have we here?
Jedi, we've been expecting you.
I knew I could count on you.
Hello.
Welcome to the rebellion.
What fun!
Hey everyone, Hybrid here, and welcome back to this week's Black Series figure ranking. So, we have run through a lot of the shows and a lot of the movies, and we are getting down to a couple left, being the original trilogy and The Mandalorian, which all have like 40 plus figures. And I did not have the time to do that this week, so I thought it might be more fun to just rank figures from a singular wave this time, a very recent wave being the Mando and Grogu wave that just dropped. Now, whether you bought these in standard packaging or first edition flavor, that is not going to affect my ranking in any way. I'm also going to include the Target exclusive Remnant Stormtrooper, make it a nice round set of 6 figures because it dropped the same day that wave was supposed to. It is from the same movie that everything else in the wave is, so I gotta say, it's just, let's call this ranking every Black Series from The Mandalorian and Grogu so far, knowing that there's going to be an update to this list probably sooner than later once the movie's out and we have another wave or two. So, that said, we have 6 figures, and initial thoughts are they are all very good figures. I am happy to own all of them. I would gladly pick them all up again. And there's no real fatal flaw on any of them, so I will proudly say pick them up if they are interesting to you in any way. So, that said, let's start with figure number 6, being Colonel Ward. Now, the Sigourney Weaver likeness on this one is pretty good. The promo photos did not do her justice, but in hand, it is not near as bad as the promo photos made it out to be. It's very recognizable. They had to de-poof her hair to give her the removable helmet. I think if her hair was fluffy and more voluminous, like her hair always is in everything she's in, it would make her a little bit more recognizable. However, the new X-Wing pilot body is excellent. I love everything about the actual like base body going on here. And the one thing that kind of pushed her down, other than the hair being a little meh, is she doesn't come with any accessories. Like, give her the generic Rebel blaster or anything. Just give me something for her. And she's empty-handed unless you have her like holding her helmet instead of wearing it. It's just not the best. But I like getting something. In spot number 5 is the Remnant Stormtrooper, particularly the mainline version. This one has some cool things going on, with the swappable pauldron, the pouch on the strap around the chest. You can interchange those parts to give you some variation. You can also remove them and just have it be a generic dirty Stormtrooper, and the weathering on it is rather nice, so you could use it on other movie shells if you just wanted a weathered Stormtrooper. There's really no way to go wrong with this, and I love that 2020 Stormtrooper mold. I think there's just some more exciting things in this case than this Stormtrooper, so I figured I would put the other figures a little bit higher, but generally I do like the Stormtrooper a lot, and that's kind of what there is to say. So, working up to figure number 4, I have the AT-AT driver. This guy is excellent. He is a great upgrade to the original 2016 AT-AT driver. It has some nice, subtle weathering all over it to definitely make you aware that it is a remnant trooper, but there's a lot of new pieces here that could be used to give us a revised, upgraded AT-AT driver from The Empire Strikes Back. So it's a good figure. I really don't have anything bad to say on this. It's something that I just don't have a lot of attachment to yet because the movie's not out. So I can't put it like at the top of the list, although it is still very cool and very well done. But we've got a couple of better figures working up here too. So up in spot number 3 is the AT-RT driver. This figure is excellent. There's a huge amount of excitement because this is almost everything you would need to do a brand new Imperial Stormtrooper. It's almost everything you would need to also do a Remnant Stormtrooper, which I believe is rumored to be coming in the next wave of Mando and Grogu figures, which is super exciting. But it's also recognizable as what it's supposed to be, which is the AT-RT driver from the movie, We don't see a ton of them in the trailers that we have so far, and I would argue it might be cooler to get this guy with an ATRT, but if we aren't going to get the ATRT right now, at least we can get the driver in an army buildable way. Again, like the other troopers so far, he has a very nice wash to him, and then everything on him that you might think is reused from a prior figure is actually newly sculpted. There was that fear that we might have that 2016 Snowtrooper articulation, coming back for Mando and Grogu in 2026. That is not the case. Everything is new, everything is modernized, and it's a much better figure for it. So the ATRT driver, very fun. In spot number 2, I am going to put the Imperial Remnant Stormtrooper, the Target exclusive. This guy's interesting. I heard some people making fun of his brown boot, but obviously that's what he looks like in the movie. This guy has a wash, like all these other Stormtroopers have, but the wash, the grime on this one, in my opinion, is a better application than any of the other Remnant figures in this wave got. It's just very, very, very grimy. I love some of the new pieces going on with the strapped-on leather strap around the bicep and around the boot with the brown portions to hold that old battered, broken Stormtrooper armor together. It makes him very much an individual rather than an army builder, but it's still a very fun figure and one that I really like. I really like this figure. This is a very good Stormtrooper, one that I think you should be putting on your Mando and Grogu shelf. And then spot number 1, it's a little bit easy to give it to it because it is the deluxe, but I have the Mandalorian and Grogu set. Now, while it is a deluxe pack, it's really just deluxe because of the volume of accessories, and that's not entirely why I ended up picking this for number 1. I think this is the best Mandalorian figure we have gotten so far. They have omitted the thigh swivel and given us ball-jointed hips that have a wider rotation than the majority of the ball-jointed hips do. It's very import feeling in that respect. They've upgraded Mando to have the ball-jointed wrists, which is becoming the new standard in the line, and that is really nice. It gives you the ability to have swappable hands, like the hand for the boot knife, and the silver paint they used on this, in my opinion, is the best silver paint they've used on any of the Mandalorians yet. It is very, very chrome feeling, very premium. I really just like how this turned out. The soft goods cloak is excellent. I love that. And then, of course, yes, we can talk about some of the accessories, being that rifle actually was really fun to pose him with. And that little gladiator sword is super cool. I hope it gets more than just a couple seconds of screen time, although I suspect otherwise. But he comes with some really cool accessories, and I feel like if you're going to get nothing from this movie else, this would at least be a fun set. If you don't have a lot of figures, this would be a fun set. Get yourself a Mando and a Grogu to pose, doing some cool Mando and Grogu stuff. But I really like this deluxe set. It's a very, very easy, grabbable thing for someone that might be coming into the line, or it's a good upgrade if you've been in the line for a while. I genuinely do believe this to be the best offering of The Mandalorian yet, and I will stand by that. So, that is my ranking of the 6 Mando and Grogu figures we have so far. They are a little bit fresh still, but I wanted to yap about them, and I did not have the time this week to make a 40-minute, 40-figure list. So keep an eye out. That will likely be coming next week. We are going to have to start getting into the original trilogy and the Mandalorian Black Series figures. So that said, I am going to go work on something else now. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. I hope you all had fun listening to my judgments of these. Let me know in the comments if I'm way off my rocker or if you agree how you would rank these. And until next time, may the Force be with you, and I hope you all go on to have a great day. Bye.